You see, I think these are the most powerful forces. And we've talked about, or certainly I've talked about the idea that you've probably got 6 years to kind of unfuck your life before the economic singularity comes, when everything changes. Things we don't understand about the economic system will become paramount to us. And I think that this time period now is incredibly crucial. And as you know, one of my big solves for this is crypto. And I talk a lot about crypto here.
Bitcoinzilla stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoinzilla today and enjoy the new edge. Raoul Pal says, I know you are all wondering if the yellow fruit is around the corner, so we'll discuss if the banana zone is closer than ever. Is crypto set to go 50x from here and more?
And crypto, it's not just, a lot of people, it becomes culty, but it's not to me. What it is, it's a way to unlock your future and to unfuck the problems that we face today. It really is one of the biggest opportunities we've ever had. It's been the best performing asset of all time in the shortest period of time. It has gone from zero to $2 trillion. And I think it's on its journey to $100 trillion within 10 years. That'll be the largest, fastest accumulation of wealth in history. Now, it's a new technology and we need to understand how it works and how to price it. It leaves many people kind of scratching their head saying, I don't really know how this works or what it means and this magic internet money. And I've spent a long time working on many of these concepts of how to value this thing. Using Metcalfe's law, for example, I pioneered a lot of the understanding of Metcalfe's law, and other people have been building on that work. How the macro cycle plays in, how liquidity plays in. All of these things I've tried to introduce to people as I work with Julian Battelle in Global Macro Investor to try and drive our understanding of the space so we can capture the big opportunities as they lie ahead. Now, one of the lucky things for me in my role is I get to talk to the coolest people in the world, and I also get to discover amazing talent, people that other people don't really know about, and I get them on my radar screen and I get to talk to them. And this next guest is somebody called Jamie Coates. And Jamie, I met online 4 years ago, and I saw him doing some incredible analysis on crypto, working on some of my ideas on Metcalfe's law, how to value this stuff. And Jamie and I spent a long time talking and trying to figure out how we can get to work together. And eventually I managed to get into Real Vision, where he is our chief crypto analyst. Now, Jamie's a bit of a unicorn because he's a technical analyst, he's a financial markets person, but he's been building models and understandings and deep dives into protocols and all of this stuff in the Real Vision Pro Crypto tier, which is our kind of benchmark crypto product, which is, if you really want to understand crypto and look for the opportunities, that's Pro Crypto. And Jamie is the face of Pro Crypto and has built out incredible research and understanding. He also appears elsewhere on the platform trying to share his knowledge, and I want to get him out more because he really is a true talent in the space. And Jamie just produced a report on Real Vision about, it's kind of his deep dive on where he thinks this cycle ends, the kind of valuations he sees, where the opportunities lie. And I thought, you know what, this should not just be for pro crypto people, this should be for everybody. So everybody on the Real Vision platform, and also those of you watching this on YouTube, I think it's a really important piece. And I love his framework, and it's going to give you something to better understand how to invest in this space and capture that opportunity from $2 trillion to $100 trillion. So I'm going to talk to Jamie. We're going to go through his research. You're going to understand a lot more about this space, where the opportunities lie, where this is going for this cycle, how to think about it.
On October 24, a filing by Microsoft Corp. with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission revealed an unexpected item on the agenda for its upcoming annual shareholder meeting on December 10. Alongside routine votes, such as the election of directors, the ratification of its independent auditor, and reports on ad misinformation, One proposal stood out: an assessment of investment in Bitcoin. Interestingly, Microsoft's board recommended shareholders vote against it. As of its second quarter 2024 financial report, Microsoft held $76 billion in cash and equivalents. Its shareholders pushed the company to allocate even 10% of that to Bitcoin. It would represent a massive $7.6 billion investment. At an average price of $73,000 per Bitcoin, this would translate to 104,109 BTC, nearly 11 times the amount held by Tesla, which currently amounts to 9,720 BTC. While this figure would be substantial, it would still trail behind MicroStrategy's aggressive accumulation strategy, which has resulted in holdings of 252,220 BTC. However, with Bitcoin supply dwindling, over 80% of all BTC hasn't moved in more than 6 months, and the balance of BTC on exchanges has fallen to its lowest levels in over 4 years. A Microsoft acquisition of this magnitude could create a supply shock. Whether this will become a reality depends on how shareholders vote in December. But even the possibility has already sent ripples through both corporate and crypto sector circles. In U.S. public companies like Microsoft, shareholders vote on important decisions at annual meetings. Votes on special proposals, like the one for Bitcoin investment, are typically non-binding, but they serve as a gauge of shareholder sentiment and can pressure the company to act accordingly if enough support is garnered. A large shareholder can compel a company to consult all shareholders on specific issues, as per SEC regulations for public companies. However, the board has advised voting against the Bitcoin proposal, likely reflecting caution around volatility and regulatory uncertainty. Still, the growing demand for Bitcoin from institutional investors cannot be ignored.
So I think it's like that image of an iceberg. So what you're seeing in Pro Crypto today is really just the tip, which is 2 reports that come out every month. There's a constant theme in terms of those reports. They usually involve a fundamental explanation of what's happening in the market, specifically, at least initially, the smart contract platform universe and Bitcoin.
The space is so filled with technical analysis, and there's actually much less fundamental analysis on a regular basis. You get research reports from Messari or Delphi, but there's very little of this, which is really interesting.
Well, I, like you, am a student of markets and history, and I've got a presentation which I've made at various conferences and whatnot, and one of the slides is the evolution of financial market analysis. If you look at it, the early forms, it was really price-based technical analysis. It was, whether it was the Japanese rice markets with a guy called Manisha Hama, who developed the candlesticks, and then the Dow theory, Charles Dow and trend analysis, which started at the end of the 1800s and into the early 20th century. So technical analysis really became the dominant form, and then came the really strong underpinning of fundamental analysis in the 30s and 40s. And after that, it was really quantitative portfolio analysis, Sharp, and all these other guys who developed a lot of the theories that are still used in portfolio analysis today. Then Metcalfe's law in the 80s, which you picked up on, and I really was fascinated with, and started to actually, regress a lot of the metrics to understand, and we'll come to this on the research report analysis bit later. So it's pulling from all those different historical tools to try and fit that into this new asset class, which exhibits the same characteristics in many ways, because it's still humans who are trading it, but there's new data to look at, there's new data to try and find signal from, which is on-chain data. And so you have to apply a very multidisciplinary type approach, I think, to give a better understanding of what's happening, in this asset class and in these markets, and try and project forward.
Reid Hoffman, LinkedIn founder and a Microsoft board member, expressed his favorable views on Bitcoin in a Yahoo Finance interview. Hoffman referred to Bitcoin as a digital store of value and emphasized its role in reshaping the future of financial systems. Hoffman is known for being an early investor in Xapo, a key Bitcoin custody services provider. If Microsoft decides to invest in Bitcoin, several methods are available. The company could directly purchase Bitcoin on regular exchanges, similar to how Tesla acquired its holdings. Another option is buying shares of a Bitcoin spot ETF, which provides indirect exposure, with added liquidity and regulatory clarity, avoiding direct custody risks associated with holding physical assets. This structure also facilitates easier buying and selling, which can improve capital efficiency. Microsoft could also consider using leverage, including the use of derivatives like call options, to strategically increase its market exposure without deploying large upfront capital. This enables speculation on price movements, potentially amplifying returns. However, it introduces additional risk due to the leveraged nature of such positions. Ultimately, Microsoft is unlikely to invest in Bitcoin soon, but shareholder pressure highlights Bitcoin's appeal, potentially encouraging other companies to explore it. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Seller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.